Breaker. That's a scary mon right there. So oh, you didn't miss much. Planet Jives. I think your team's later on in the battle. Sheer Force Gunshot. That's filthy. Not literally, but it is just plain dirty. Just plain out dirty. Anywho, I love this pick. This is one of the top picks that I like on his draft. His third RU pick is the Cradily. And if we're if you guys are pretty if you guys know Cradily and what it does, this thing is bulky. This is a bulky mon. It's got some incredible typing. It's got Storm Drain, which means water attacks won't do it much. So in terms of his scalding ability or scald being used on this team, Cradily, Toxicroak, well, they don't care about it. Keldeo doesn't really care about it either, just because Sacred Sword actually burns through the burn with Sacred Sword, because it just doesn't ignore it. It ignores it. So Cradily is an awesome one. It can set up Stealth Rocks. Like, you need more Stealth Rockers. This is one of the prominent teams of Stealth Rock. So this is always going to keep you guessing on which mon has Stealth Rocks, and he can free up a move slot on this team. So if you want to get rid of Stealth Rocks, let's say on Tridigan, and just run a full offensive Tridigan, he can do that. Cradily provides a special defensive mon with some incredible typing. You have to just outright punch this thing and keep on hitting it, or you poison it and wait till it wears down. So Cradily can win a match for him. It is an incredible wall, and it has access to Recover, Giga Drain, Ancient Power, Stealth Rocks, and that's mostly the sets that, yeah, and more water immunity too, which is scary on this team, because this team has Donphat, Moltres, Tyranitar, and most of his threats are somewhat physical. So that's an awesome pairing right there with it. Next up is his first pick in the NU round, Licky, and this pick alone. What do I know about Licky? Yeah, Infestation, Tox, Recover, Stall, that's a thing for Cradily. If you guys have ever been on a stall war, that's something that you don't want to see, and that's actually going to tear your hair out. So that's a problem. There's going to be some balding happening over here in the Season 2 or Season 3 RBL League. Some balding problems. But yeah, Licky is a Clerk or an Exploder. That's interesting. Licky has been an Exploder. It also has some decent... It has a lot of coverage in terms of... I think it has coverage in special attacks too. That being like Thunderbolt, Fire Blast, a lot of special attacks. I think I've seen that once when I went against Licky. But I don't imagine this Pokemon getting a lot of play time. Explosion Choice Band Licky. This is like a mini Snorlax or something. I see its value. I see its value from the chat alone, but I don't see this mon really seeing a lot of play time. Just because there's other things that can do its job a lot better. Licky sort of seems like it'd be like dead weight on this team, because his team has Toxicroak, Tridigan, Cradily, Granbull, Moltres, Keldeo, Mega Tyranitar. I don't see this thing coming in as often. Maybe once in a while it'll be my bold prediction for this Licky is that it's going to be coming in twice at most. Just because what I found last season was there's only one person who ran a decent amount of taunts in the RBL A League, and that was only on Crump. So I don't imagine the taunts coming in a lot this season. It could be a change of season, but I don't imagine Licky actually coming into the actual battle itself. Then we're going to move on to his second NU pick, which is Haunter. And Haunter has decent speed, has decent attack, but it is frail too at the same time. It could be paired up with Choice Band, Choice Scarf, or Choice Band, not Focus Sash, Choice Scarf, and Choice Specs. There we go, not Choice Band. Sorry about that, slip of the tongue. It has pretty much the same thing as Gengar. Has Sludge Bomb, access to Shadow Ball. It's really another Fairy Killer that can hit things on the special side. Some decent moves. what else? What else could it do? It's a levitate, so another ground immunity over there, that being the Moltres. Celebi doesn't really care about it. And like once again, his 2 NU picks, I don't see a lot of potential in it. Feel free to prove me wrong though, Albry. You can totally do that. But I don't see a lot in the Licklicky and the Haunter. Just because it doesn't really make much sense to me on what they do, what team they would bring it. He has other mons that can really do their job a lot better. And yeah, that's the only downside on those 2 NU picks, just because they don't, like, if he wants a special attacker, he's got Keldeo to do that. Celebi can do it better, Moltres can do it better. The coverage, either those 3 mons have the coverage for it. But I don't really like this Haunter pick over here. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. It doesn't really make much sense to me, other than being a really cool mon. And then his wildcard pick, he picks it up with the Gallade. And Gallade's an incredible pick. Just having the Psychic and Fighting typing, it's a pretty good typing. It also gets Justified too. Yeah, maybe he just did want a Ghost type, but I think Dusknoir was still around too for a while. I think Dusknoir was around. Dusknoir, I think there's other things out there too. I'm pretty sure there's other things out there. Anywho, Gallade. Gallade's an incredible mon. I like this pick just because he can bulk up, set up subs, Calm Mind. You can Calm Mind. Okay. No, Vade. No, Vade got Dusknoir? I might have looked at something weird then. I thought Vade got Dusk. Dusk. The other one. The other dude. Anywho, Dusclops. There. I think Vade got that mixed. Maybe. I don't know. Anywho. Will-O-Wisp Gallade. Will-O-Wisp Gallade is a thing. Bulk up Gallade. This thing doesn't really have a lot of speed. And that's the only thing that I see on this team is the lack of speed. The speed isn't really a factor in here. Keldeo has a base speed of 108, I believe. Celebi 100. Donphan's not that fast. Moltres, I don't remember it being really that quick. Toxicroak isn't fast. Granbull isn't fast. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering about that. Druddigon's not fast. Credeli's not fast. Licklicky's not fast. Hunter's somewhat fast. Gallade is not fast for sure. So the only thing that I see the problem with this team is that it's not a fast team. If you guys have played with a team or a draft that is slow, that sort of becomes a problem. You sort of have to plan around that, see how you can make it work on your side. But this team hits really hard on the physical side too. It can stall you out. It can hit you hard. Things like Toxicroak, Donphan. Yeah, the problem with Scarfers is that like it can't be a factor in for you to win every single battle. Just because I don't think Haunter's that good of a Scarfer. Just because of how frail it is, and it doesn't really have that much viability in terms of breaking walls down, because with a Scarfer you'd have to sacrifice some special. Yeah. Keldeo, I think Keldeo is one of the better Scarfers too. I like Keldeo just because this team, just in case you want to knock off anything too, Gallade, Keldeo have Justified, and suddenly you find yourself in an awkward situation in which you don't want to find yourself in. That is for certain. Keldeo, sure, it suffers from a 4-move syndrome slot, but Keldeo's for that reason it's really good. It has Scald, Surf, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Sacred Sword, and something else, which is slipping my mind. Slip of the mind. But in terms of the team itself, I like the team. Is it one of my favorite teams in the league? No, that's for certain. It's not one of my favorite teams. I'm gonna really be intrigued on how he's gonna run this team in terms of the speed factor, because like you can Scarf Moltres, you can Scarf Keldeo, you can Scarf Haunter, and you can get some speed on that. But other than that, Toxicroak, Donphan, even Celebi. It's not the best thing to have these things Scarf. So what I'm gonna look forward to is how does he make that speed change on his team? Because Mega Tyranitar doesn't want to take a bullet or a Match Punch. Gallade doesn't want to take a lot of physical hits. Cradily doesn't want to take physical hits. And yeah, so that's my only big concern for this team. It's just the speed. The speed is the only thing that I find that's going to be a bit shaky. But in terms of like Toxicroak and Gallade, they get some stat or some priority in Shadow Sneak. Haunter gets Shadow Sneak, and Toxicroak gets Vacuum Wave. So yeah, like I said, the only thing is speed. This team has Rapid Spinners. It has way too much Stealth Rockers. That is for certain. That's for certain. It's got one of the most Stealth Rockers on the team, so that's an incredible thing because now Donphan can be used as a different thing. Sure, you can use it as a Rapid Spinner, Life Orber, you can use that as a physical attacker because Donphan hits really hard on the physical side. I think it has like 120 or something. It can break down walls. I know when I had Donphan against Arcanine, even with the Will-O-Wisp, it's doing a decent amount. I think about half or so. It can provide a lot of pressure. So Donphan can be changed in the role. Dritigan can be changed in what it wants to do. Granbull can do whatever it wants to do. And Cradily can do whatever it wants to do. So the good thing about this team, though, is that Celebi, Granbull, Licklicky, and I think that's it. They can spread Thunder Waves around the team. So that means the speed factor isn't much of a thing there. That means things will be paralyzed, potential paralyzation. Cradily can poison things. Haunter can just spread its toxic. Toxicroak can spread that too. Yeah, so that's one thing that can happen for him. That's how you can overcome the speed factor in there. So I'm gonna be looking forward to see how this team performs, how it works out, and we'll see. I don't know. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if Licklicky can count as a rocker, but he's got 6 for sure. And and that's weird. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing that when I was doing this all up, I saw. So I was like, dang man, you've got a decent amount. You've got a decent amount. Anywho, I think we're gonna be doing some. Granbull doesn't get rocks, doesn't he? Granbull doesn't get rocks. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. All right, I guess he doesn't. I don't want to look up stats. So Granbull's a great mon though. I like the Granbull. Yeah, Celebi does get him. Anywho. So now we're in a fork of the road in which, do you guys want to see Pokemon Showdown, some battles like that, or do you guys want to see some more? Alright, sweet. Neither does. Oh yeah, 3-way tie. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think this team has 5. Tyranitar, Celebi, Donphan, Dritigan, and Cradily. Can I count? Yeah, that's 5. I can count. Anywho. Do you guys want to see Pokemon Showdown, or do you guys want to keep on going? Yeah. Yeah, I know Dritigon can do quite a couple things. I'm surprised of how much it can do. So that's why the Dritigon was really awesome. But anywho, do you guys want to see Pokemon Showdown, or should I just keep on going through the list as it is? I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a little stall right here, a little stall fest. But so far from these top 2 teams, I'll move back to the New York Kecleons and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll go back at it. So this is just gonna be like a 2-minute break. Whatever you guys want to see, we'll let it happen. But as you can tell, the screen is gonna switch right now to the New York Kecleons. And I like this team. This team's awesome. We'll just do a little mini recap of it. favorite pick. Good for either battles.